Assalamu alaikum everyone. We're gonna go over a couple of questions. Let's get started. So the first question here, it states there are 10 boys and 20 girls in a class. The class has a test. The mean mark for all the class is 60. The mean mark for the girls is 54. Work out the mean mark for the boys. So there's a lot of information in this question, right? So we can have the girls and the boys, you know, over here separated a little bit. So this is a combined mean question, right? And before I get started on the question, you know, a basic understanding of the mean is normally the total of something divided by number of things or people. That's the average for the mean, generally speaking. Yep. So there are 10 boys and 20 girls. They have a test. So the mean mark for all the class is 60. So the total for the whole class divided by 30 students would have given you 60 over here. So you can say in this first part, and I'm going to link this to this statement here. So mean of the class will be the same as the total of the class class marks, I should say, because that's divided by number of students. So the mean was 60 because it mentions that over here, and that's the total we do not know. Total and number of students in the class, 10 boys, 20 girls, that makes 30 students. So to get the total, multiply both by 30. So your total for the class, I don't know why I use brackets, I should have just written it without brackets, is 1800 marks. So 1800 divided by 30 gives you 60. Okay, so we're going to come up to number 2. So the mean mark for the girls is 54. So for the girls, mean of girls, don't know if I should have started over here. This is an exam question, by the way, so it was question 7 of paper 1, June 2017. This is the Edexcel GCSE exam. Mean of girls is equal to the total of girls divided by number of girls. So the mean is 54. The total we don't know. And number of girls is 20. So to get the total, we multiply both sides by 20. Bit rusty because it's holidays. Although I have done a bit of teaching, but not so much. 108, 1080. So that's 1080. It's a non-calculator paper as well, so no use of calculator here. Okay. So, have I got some space? I have some space here. Number 3. So I can find the total of boys, total of the boys, by doing this total, the class total, total of class minus total of girls. That would give me just the total of the boys. So that's 1800. I know I'm getting kind of close to the line here, but I don't have any space. Minus 1080. So 1800 minus 1000 is 800, and 800 minus 80 is 720. So the mean of boys is equal to total of boys divided by the number of boys. Let's say total of boys marks, I should say. And class marks. And girls marks. There's a lot of you will be confused. Number of boys. So the mean of boys would be total of boys marks. How many marks were there? The total of the boys marks was 720. Number of boys was 10. So the mean will be 72. So on average here, in this case, the boys got more marks in this class. Interesting. Okay. Work out the mean mark of the boys. That is there. Okay. 72 is my answer. There is a way to check it if it is correct. So you could do 72 times 10, which gives you 720. And then you have the mean marks of the girls. So 54 times 20, get the total of the girls, which is 1080. Add the 2 and then divide by 30. You should get 60. And that is the case in this case. So yeah. So I shall move on to the next question. I've got to go over 4 questions today. So inshallah, I'm going to try. Here we go. Okay, this is also another combined mean question, right? This is question 8. It's paper 3, so calculators are live on this one. November 2022. There are 30 women and 20 men at a gym. So you got 50 people in total. The mean height of all 50 people is 167.6 centimeters, and the mean height of the 20 men is 182 centimeters. Work out the mean height of the 30 women. I'm just going to reposition here. Okay, there we go. So I got some more space. So the first thing is I'm gonna use the same kind of formula which I did last time around. So I have, what was I doing? Yes. So mean height of 50. So mean height of everyone. It'll be total height divided by number of people. Total height, we are going to find that out. So the mean height is 50. Mean height is not 50, it's 167.6 centimeters. 167.6 centimeters. And the total we don't know. And number of people is 50. So we multiply by 50. 167.6 times 50 is 8,380. We use a calculator here. I've seen some creators actually have like a physical calculator come up. I don't have that app. I don't know what that app is actually, and I haven't been able to research it. It'd be really cool to get that and then type it as it is there. So this is the total height of everyone. Okay, is 8,380 centimeters. Let's look at number 2 is the mean height of the 20 men. So again, mean height of the 20 men of men is total height. So what I'm doing is essentially finding out that I've got the total height of everyone. I'm going to find the total height of the men, and then to get the total of the women, I'll subtract from the total height of everyone, I'll subtract the total height of the men. That'll give me the total height of the women. And that is the logic behind it. Okay, mean height of the men was 182 centimeters. Total height of men, I don't know at this moment in time. And the number of men, I do know, that's 20 men. And then I'll multiply by 20 both sides. 182 times 20 is 3,640. centimeters. Okay, the next thing I have to do is work out total height of the women. Total H I'm gonna write. Might as well write height of women. The total height of everyone, which is 8,380. Subtract the total height of the men, which is 3,640. I'm going to just quickly type this in the calculator. I'm a little bit tired making this video. It's a late night video again. It's been another busy day. Okay. So that's my subtraction done for the total height of the women. And now I'll find the mean height of the women. And that'll be the total height here divided by the number of women, which is 158 centimeters. Perfect placement. Look at that. Didn't happen in the previous question though. Okay, how do I check this? I verbally explained how to check this in the previous question. I'll try because there's some space over here. So I would do 158 multiplied by 30. That gives me the total of the women is 4740. And the total of the men is 182 times 20. 3640. Add these two. 8,380. And then define the mean of the 50 people. I do 8380 divided by 50. And if it is correct, it should be the same as the mean of everyone in the question, which is exactly the same. So there we go. That's how you check, right? So in a question like this, you will know whether it is correct before you leave the exam. Yes, obviously under exam conditions, it can be a bit tricky doing it, but the more you practice it, the better you will get at it. Okay, next question. Jean. I am going to reposition this. Okay, we're going to Jean. She, or it could be he or she. Let's read it. Jean invests 12,000 in an account paying compound interest for 2 years. Okay. The first year is X%. Okay, so we can find out the rate of the first year. This is a game changer in this question. Oh, I'm not very good at that. I don't want to use red. At the end of the first year, the value of Jean's investment is there. So that I need to, that's going to be my number one first calculation, is I divide this by this. So 12,336. I shouldn't have used blue to highlight it because it now looks a bit duller and it's a bit like harder. Now the reason I'm doing this division is this is paper 2H, so I can use a calculator. June 2018. The reason I'm doing this division is I will get the multiplier. So what do I multiply by? What do I multiply 12,000 by to get this number? So it's 1.028. So this is the multiplier for a 2.8% increase. And how do I get 2.8%? So I'll do that bit in red. What I do is 1.028 times 100, which is 102.8%, because 1.028 is a decimal number. Change a decimal to percentage, you multiply by 100, and then to see by what percentage it increased. So minus 100% from it. So that gives me 2.8%. So that means X is 2.8%. In the second year, the interest rate is X over 2. So this is my, actually I should say the red one is my second calculation. So this is my third calculation. So X over 2 is going to be 2.8 divided by 2, which is 1.4%. So then I do 100% plus 1.4%, which is 101.4%. Okay, and that's 101.4%. As a multiplier, it'll be 101.4 divided by 100, which is 1.014. And then at the end of the first year, the value of the investment was 12,336 as given by the question here. Okay, and then I multiply by 1.014. and it gives me a big number, which is 12,508. Says 0.704, but because it is money, I have to round it to two decimal places. So to two decimal places, 12,508.70. And there we go. That should be it. Now I can double check this again if I have time in the exam. I'm going to use the full number. I got 704. I'm going to divide it by 1.014 initially. This is like reverse percentages, and it should give me the value of the investment after the first year, which was this. That's exactly the same. So that's how I know it is correct. Okay. Now we've got one more questions, and then that should be it, I think. So again, I'm going to reposition this one. And we've got Louise. Invest X pounds in Better Investments for 3 years. And Better Investments is offering a fixed compound interest rate of 2.5% per annum. Sadiq invests X pounds, so they're both investing the same amount of money in County Bank for 3 years. Ooh. 2% per annum for the first 2 years, 3.5 extra each year. At the end of 3 years, the value of Louis's investment is £344,000 and 344,605 pounds. That's a lot of money. Okay, so at the end of 3 years, that's thrown me off a little bit. So let me just focus a bit. Number one, I'm gonna look at whom? Louise. So the principal is X, and there's a 2.5% per annum. So I'm just gonna do some calculations here. So 100% plus 2.5% is 102.5%, which is 102.5 divided by 100, which is 1.025. Okay, so X you multiply by 1.025, but you're going to multiply it 3 times, so it's to the power 3, and that would give you, this is paper 2H as well, calculator, 344,605 pounds. Okay, so X being the initial amount, the principal 1.025, how much it's increasing each year, and because it is done 3 times, then you do that. I can cube 1.025 if I can find the cube. There we go, I found it on my calculator. It's a very long number. It is X multiplied by, actually instead of that I could just do this and divide both sides by 1.025 cubed. Much easier. It's writing the whole number. So then that would give me X is equal to, and then I can do 344,605 divided by, in brackets, 1.025 cubed. That gives me 320,000. So that should be the original amount. So we're going to Sadiq next. I've got a relative named Sadiq. might send him this video. Said I made a video on you. Don't know whether they'd appreciate it. Okay, so at the end of the first 2%, first 2 years. So because it's 2%, it'll be 100% plus 2% is 102%, and the multiplier for that is 102 divided by 100, which is 1.02. And before I forget, I'm going to do the multiplier for this guy as well for the second year. So 100% plus 3.5% is 103.5%, and 103.5% is 103.5 divided by 100, which is 1.035. So for Sadiq, the value at the end of the first 2 years amount would be how much money it was? 320,000. That's a lot of money, you know. Multiplied by 1.02 whole squared, because it's 2 years. So 320,000 multiplied by 1.02 squared is 332,928. That's amount of 2 years, and amount after 3 years is going to be 332,928 multiplied by this, multiply 1.035. $344,000. Forgot the pound sign. 580.48. Okay, let's see how can we check this. I think I would do reverse percentages. So I would take this final answer. Go backwards, divided by 1.035. Then I would divide it by 1.02 squared, and then that answer, yeah, let's find this answer first. I think I would multiply by 1.025 cubed, and then it should be the same as that. Okay, divided by 1.035, then I divided by 1.02 squared, 320. 320 times 1.025 cubed, and that gives me 344,605, exactly the same as that in question, the number in the question, so I know it's correct. Okay, that's all for this video. If you have watched it even a little bit all the way, thank you for watching either way, and hopefully it has helped. See you soon. All the best. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum.